Magandang araw muli mga classmate. Bilang pagpapatuloy ng ating aralin sa rational numbers, pag-uusapan natin ngayong araw ay kung paano mag-divide at mag-multiply ng rational numbers. So tandaan natin, to multiply rational numbers in fraction form, simply multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. Or in symbol, if we have A over B times C over D, this is equal to the product of the numerators all over the product of the denominator. Okay, subukan natin yung mga ilang halimbawa. So number 1, if we have 7 over 8 times 2 over 5, as stated in the multiplication of rational numbers, multiply natin ang numerator. So, ang ating numerator ay 7 and 2. So, we have 7 times 2 all over 8 times 5. So, 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 5 is 40. So, pwede pa nating isimplify. Considering na ang 14 at 40 ay may greatest common factor na 2. So, 14 divided by 2, 7. And 40 divided by 2 is 20. So, meaning to say, 7/8 or 7 over 8 times 2 over 5 is equivalent to 7 over 20. So, proceed tayo sa pangalawang example. So, if you will notice, ang ating pangalawang example, we have to multiply two mixed numbers. So, ang unang step, unlike sa ating unang example, we have to change our mixed numbers into improper fraction. So, paano gawin yung pag-transpose or pagta-transform ng mixed number papuntang improper fraction? So, sundan lang natin yung arrow. So, first step is to multiply the denominator sa ating whole number. And then, yung sagot, add natin dito sa ating numerator. Subukan natin. So, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. And then, copy the denominator. So, meaning to say, 3 and 1/2 is equivalent to 7 over 2. Subukan uli natin sa pangalawa. So, we have 4 times 4 is 16. And then, add natin yung sagot, 16 plus 3 is 19. And then, copy the denominator. So, meaning to say, 4 and 3/4 is equivalent to 19 over 4. So, in this case, pwede na tayong mag-multiply, considering na meron na tayong dalawang improper fractions. So, we have 7 times 19 all over 2 times 4. 7 times 19 is equivalent to 133. 2 times 4 is 8. Since ang ating sagot ay improper fraction, so pwede natin siyang i-simplify by changing it to mixed number. So we have 133 over 8 is equivalent to 16 and 5 over 8. Okay, for our last example, so let us consider 3 and 3/4 times the quantity of negative 2 and 2/5. So just like what we did in our second example, since meron tayong mixed number, so we have to transform this first into an improper fraction. So doing that, we have 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3 is 15. And then copy the denominator. So we'll have 15 over 4. So ganun din sa kabila. So we have 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2, we have 12 Then copy the denominator. So we have negative 12 over 5. So pwede na tayo ngayon pumunta sa multiplication. So we can now write this as 15 times negative 12 all over 4 times 5. So pwede pa nating i-simplify ito. So if you will notice, meron tayong mga factors na pwedeng i-simplify using the greatest common factors such as 15 and 5. So in 15 and 5, our greatest common factors possible is 5. So 15 divided by 5, we have 3. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Same as well in negative 12 and 4. So we can use positive 4 as factor. So we have negative 12 divided by 4, we have negative 3. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. So kapag isinimplify natin, so ang matitira sa ating numerator, we have 3 times negative 3 all over 1 times 1 is 1. So 3 times negative 3 is negative 9 all over 1, or simply our final answer is negative 9. Okay. So para naman sa division ng rational numbers. So according to the rule, in order for us to divide rational numbers in fraction form, first we have to get the reciprocal of the second fraction, which is the divisor, and then multiply it to the first fraction. Or in symbol, if we have A over B divided by C over D, as stated in the rule, so we have to get the reciprocal of the second fraction. So the reciprocal of C over D is D over C, and then multiply it to the first fraction. So pwede na tayo mag-multiply. So we have A times D all over B times C. So if you will notice, ang division ng rational number is almost the same as the multiplication of rational numbers. So ang pagkakaiba lang, ang nadagdag lang na step, ay ang pagkuha ng reciprocal ng ating second fraction. So subukan natin. So we have 1/4 divided by 3/5. As stated, get the reciprocal of the second fraction. So ang reciprocal ng 3/5 ay 5 over 3, and then multiply it to our first fraction. So pwede na tayong pumunta sa multiplication. So we have 1 times 5 all over 4 times 3. So 1 times 5 is 5. 4 times 3, we have 12. So ibig sabihin, our final answer, when we divide 1/4 by 3/5, is equivalent to 5 over 12. So let's proceed sa ating last example. So same as the first example, we have 8/11. So this will be multiplied to the reciprocal of negative 3/4. So ang negative 3/4, ang kanyang reciprocal ay negative 4 over 3. So in multiplication ng fraction, so this is napag-usapan na natin sa lesson about operation in integers. So kapag magkaibang sign ang multiplication, so ang nagiging final answer natin ay negative. So we have 8 times negative 4 all over 11 times 3. So 8 times negative 4 is negative 32. And 11 over 3, or 11 times 3 is 33. So ibig sabihin, 8/11 divided by negative 3 over 4 is equivalent to 32 over 33. Okay, so that's it mga classmates. So I hope you learn a lot sa ating naging lesson sa araw na ito, at sana ay makatulong ito upang masagutan natin ang mga takdang aralin natin na may kinalaman sa rational numbers. Until next time mga classmates.